night to get lucky. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get sun. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get sun. We're up all night for good fun. We're up all night to get lucky. 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 We're up all night to get lucky.
Do you think you're better off alone? Do you think you're better off alone?
ergen kızırgan Numay guvara gubaygo ya jagana ayada günana yelana yelata Ürkütüt boz tengri yazit suana zuvata odana odata yarın ri gurmez yalika lazbayanay kalin notiken vah
take a relaxing break and leave cyber stress behind. Come with me to a clearing, a stream, a mountaintop, and finally to outer space. At each stop in our journey, I will share with you methods that may help you relieve the physical and mental stress that comes from long hours at your computer. Feel your serpent within, suspended now between the sky and the earth, and imagine your favorite mountain. Could be a hill, any high place where you like to be. Around and around and around. Now reverse it, coming in. Tickling is a wonderful way to relieve tension. I thank you for moving with me from place to place. I hope you will continue to visit these places and incorporate them into your workday. And remember, relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks. Relax, take breaks.
drinks that you serve, so get set. Hot cups come in two sizes, small and large to fill as the need arises. Coffee's holding time is 30 minutes, that's so long. It can stay there before it starts to taste too strong. Hot, hot, careful when you pour it. Hold it steady upon the counter, let it sit. Pour it in until the coffee reaches the line. Pop a top on it, gets a lid every time. Wendy's coffee tastes so fine. Hot drinks really get you going, warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. And a smile and have a nice day. Next is the caffeine brew, it's just like coffee. Use the orange pot, it makes it easier to see. But if you're using the packets in your store, put it in the small cup and furthermore, add hot water up to the line and stir it in. Put a lid on and serve it on a tray again. Get a small cup when you're ready for hot tea. Fill with hot water, it's easy as can be. Put the lid on and set the tea bag on the top. If they want lemon, it's very nice. Don't think twice, give the guests a juicy slice. Hot drinks really get you going, warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. And a smile and have a nice day. Hot drinks. Hot drinks. Hot drinks. Grab a small cup when you're making hot cocoa. Pour the packet and then you add your H2O. Use a clean spoon and stir it till it's all mixed up. Toss the spoon out and put the lid on the cup. Things are really looking up. Hot drinks really get you going, warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. And a smile and have a nice day. Hot drinks really get you going, warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. And a smile and have a nice day. Nice day.
А в нашого шома зеленая шуба, дівки гуляли, шобу порвали, сійовію, сійовію, конопелички, сійовію, сійовію, зеленесеньки. Кейнемо, номо, заплетемо шума, шума заплетемо, гуляти підемо, сійовію, сійовію, конопелички, сійовію, сійовію, зеленесеньки.
try to redact while you're slipping with the slide. It ain't gonna go away. It ain't gonna go away. Those Epstein files gonna bite your butt, and it ain't gonna go away.
One more time. One more time. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah. One more time. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright. Don't stop the dancing. One more time. We're gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, don't stop the dancing. One more time. You know I'm just feeling celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. One more time. One more time. A celebration. You know we're gonna do it right tonight. Hey, just feeling. Music's got me feeling the need. Yeah. Come on. Alright, we're gonna celebrate. One more time. Celebrate and dance so free. Music's got me feeling so free. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate. Celebrate and dance so free. One more time. Music's got me feeling so free. free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free.
And the Hovena Shinyar, Huru, Bokravina, Kunarahal, and Kujimin, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Parki, Tulamana, Binabuyahela. Rachmechinolis, a Tulamakala, Tana, Brocaderis, a Tulamangela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Parki, Tulamana, Binabuyahela. Broca Bracatur and Dul Macala, the bar, extra shirra Tulamangela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Parki, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Binabi, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulaman, Tulaman, Tulamana, Parki, Tulamana, Binabuyahela, Tulamana.
You ever wonder about Europe? Because I do. Sometimes I wonder what they're getting up to over in Europe. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Brain Domain. It's Tuesday. It's a new week. We got Thanksgiving coming up, and as the undisputed best cook in my family, Thanksgiving is my day. That's the day when we get to cook for a bunch of people. Gotta make sure my turkey dethaws in time. It should be fine. My turkey should defrost in time. Started a little late though. I put it in the fridge yesterday. I should have put it in the fridge over the weekend. But I'm gonna do it in a cold water bath, so it's fine. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Got a lot of personal stuff to take care of this week as we lead into Thanksgiving, because we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna have a bunch of people over, so I've got some stuff to take care of before the holiday comes. So we're gonna be a little lighter on the content. We're gonna be a little lighter on the content this week, but we've got the question box open. So I'll just be here yapping. I'll be here yapping. And if we have a Thanksgiving miracle and we hit 300, if we make that goal, 300, stream myself cooking on Thanksgiving. You guys can hang out in the kitchen with me all day. Which means I'll probably have to get up pretty early to get that all set up. I'll probably have to be up pretty early. So, Europeans, this is your time. Gonna need some cheering up this Thanksgiving. Kid is with the bio dad this holiday. Well, you know, it sucks because you're gonna miss him. You're gonna miss him, but that probably means that you get him on Christmas this year. Am I mistaken? Perhaps. Well, that should be the trade-off. That should be the trade-off. If you go to one family for Thanksgiving, you should go to the other one for Christmas. And then you alternate. Having to split custody like that is not fun. As someone who was on the receiving end of it, he does get double the presents, actually triple. Yes, perhaps the one benefit, the one benefit of having to split custody, 2 Christmases, and maybe even 2 birthdays. You know, that is provided that the adults in the arrangement do want to make it up to you for putting you in this predicament as a child of having to, you know, go back and forth between houses. I had multiple houses of Christmas as a kid, but I would have preferred a single one with everyone there. That's the ideal, right? So if you've got that, you're lucky. What you might come to find is that when you reach adulthood, if you want that to happen, you kind of have to be the one to make it happen. You know, especially if your family has lost that, primary figure, you know, like the paternal and maternal influences of the family. Somebody's got to fill those shoes. So hopefully you've got big feet. You know, maybe in time, you can just try inviting everybody over. You know, like, time will have passed enough where it's like, you don't hate each other. You can come together and hang out for a couple hours. It might even be nice to see each other, you know? Jenna, thank you for the 15 months, by the way. I saw you subscribed there during the intro. Thank you. Also, it's a nice rebranding. Love a good rebranding. It feels like a cowboy hat kind of day. Which is funny because I'm just wearing shorts. Even the top half of my wardrobe, you'd assume that I'm wearing Wrangler jeans and work boots, which I do like to wear. You know, when I go out and I walk around in Missouri, I like to LARP as a Midwestern man. I like to fit the bill. missed the dance intro, can you start over? Maybe next time. We added some new songs. We added some new songs to the playlist. Every once in a while I go and I try to find more eclectic bangers from around the world. On today's agenda, we've got a little bit of yapping. You'll probably see me do some yapping today, just about stuff. For example, yesterday, Casey and I went out to the bookstore. And then we went to our local mall, which has been on the decline. I haven't been in a while to the local mall, but it is not good. There are some corners of the mall that are just entirely dark. There's just no stores over there. They don't even turn the lights on over there. It's just a dark corner in the mall. Feels kind of ominous. Today hasn't been my day. Well, when do you want the new day to start? Do you want to wait until after you wake up in the morning, or do you want to try to pivot? Sugar Biscuit, thank you for the 16 months. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. Want it to start now? Well, then what's a good way to indicate the end of the previous day? You know, we'll send that one off. We'll give that one a good send-off, and then we'll welcome in the new one. What's a personal ritual that you could do to indicate that shift? Let me know if you want some hints or some tips. It'll probably involve breathing. Just a hint. Most good grounding mental exercises involve big, deep breaths. Anyway, Casey and I went out yesterday. It had been raining all day, and there was a little bit of a break in the rain, and we pulled up to the bookstore. There's this big rainbow outside. It was actually a double rainbow, but you can't really see it too well with the camera. You could see it in real life. There was like a faint second rainbow that went above the one that you can see. You might be able to see like a little bit of it, but honestly, it was kind of faint. It didn't show up in the picture at all. But anyway, the rainbow in real life was very pronounced. Took it as a good omen. Took it as a good omen because there was a giant rainbow in the sky that was connecting the hardware store with the bookstore, and those are my two favorite places, so. Oh, I don't know. Is it a sign? I'm choosing to believe it is. Do I have scientific proof? No. No. Anyway, went to the bookstore, picked up a Western novel. I've never read a Western novel, but I found this one it's called Lonesome Dove, and my grandparents really liked it was like a TV miniseries they made about it, and my grandparents really liked it, so I'm like, I'll read the book. I'll read the book. I'll see what that's all about. Way to pay homage. You loved it. It's got good reviews. There was a byline in the book because I read a couple pages before bed. And there's a byline in the book, one of the like testimonial quotes, and it was like, if you only ever read one Western novel, have it be this one. I'm like, all right, I picked a good one. Maybe I'll play Red Dead 2 again. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a really good game. I've never finished Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, get on it. You're probably gonna ugly cry, but it'll be a good relief. Playing it now, don't want it to end. You know, play all the side quests. Don't feel like you have to 100% all of the other achievements. You know, don't worry about hunting everything or, you know, what all of the different random stuff. You know, do that at your leisure. But I do encourage you, if you play the game, at least finish the story before you get like burnt out on the game because you've played it for like 100 hours. Took me forever to finish Borderlands because I'm a side questing whore. You gotta watch out for being a... This is me using your verbiage here, okay? So, pardon me. A side questing whore, which I've also been guilty of. I've never heard it phrased that way, but yeah, that's something I like to do. I like to finish all the side quests before I get to the entree. But what you'll have to be mindful of is that there are some games that will pad the experience of the game by essentially auto-generating meaningless side quests. I think it was Skyrim that really got that started, where there's basically just endless questing in the game because they'll just send you on some random errand. So just try to keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. They're just trying to make you play the game longer. It's just nice to finish the narrative of a game before you lose your sense of taste for the game, you know? At least that's just how I am. Like, if I play a game for too long, I'll just... my brain wants to do something different, you know? So I'll normally play the game, do all the side quests. I won't 100% it, because sometimes the trophy requirements are ridiculous and would take hours to do, and I'm not really into that. But I will finish all of the narrative side quests, because that's fun. That's what I did in the last God of War Ragnarok. I played that one. Did all the side quests in that one. That one was fun. The side quests in that one were good, though. They were worth doing. Sometimes the side quests can be a little lazy. Witcher 3 took me forever to do all of the side quests in that one, but it was worth it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I need to finish that game too. Well, congratulations, you have just discovered the secret to defeating seasonal depression. Beating all of those games that you started and got most of the way through but never finished because ADHD pulled you away to something else. Or life called you away and you had to focus on other things. Now's the time. It'll be nice to close off those chapters, those unfinished threads. It'll be nice to bring those to a natural conclusion. I have many games I need to finish, but I'm not gonna because I've locked in on Arc Raiders. Let's talk about that for a second. What do we think is going on neurologically? What's going on in our brains when we put down the single-player, narrative-driven game? These can be some pretty moving pieces, too. Like, these are very polished. These are very good games. We get that big payoff from completing that, and that gives us a reward in our brain, and that's good. What we're trading that off for is a more consistent drip of dopamine. You know, instead of working up to a big finish, which are those like peak experience, those are those like gamma wave moments in your brain. And so it's kind of like, the way I view it is like sitting down for a nice, well-crafted meal, you know, with vegetables that you grew in your garden, versus, you know, just grabbing a cheeseburger from the drive-thru. Like, both taste good, both are satisfying, but one of them just hits on a deeper level that almost transcends the physical. It's almost a spiritual experience. And what I'm trying to say is, you deserve that kind of meal. But you only get that kind of meal if you see the thing through to the end. So that's my challenge to you. Finish a game in your backlog. Break free from your dopamine drip, your fast food game addiction, and give yourself something really satisfying. It'll feel good to cross something off your list too. It'll feel like a win, and all you had to do was play a game. It's not that bad. But World of Warcraft has no ending. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. I think I'll start with The Witcher or Red Dead Redemption 2. Both of them are pretty long. Also, if you do The Witcher, you have to do both of the DLCs, because the DLCs for that game are incredible. They're both really good. Honestly, it's a win-win. You know, you're picking between a nice juicy steak and a big buttery lobster. You can't lose here, unless you're allergic to shellfish. I think what's been really compelling to me is the human interaction. It's been very uplifting. That is nice. That is nice. That is a good, especially with a game like that. You don't get that from every game, you know, so if you're like, you know, going into like COD lobbies or Battlefield, it's like, you're all there to kill each other. You know, it's not the best environment for having like friendly vibes. Yennefer, Triss, there's only one choice. There's only one choice, and if you don't know what I would choose already, you don't know me at all. If you have to ask, the correct answer is Yennefer of Vengerberg. There is no other option. Also, in both Red Dead and Witcher, you can go back and like do side quests after you finish the main quest, so you know, I would encourage you to do the main quest before you're over leveled for it. Witcher 3 is really good. If I had to pick between doing Witcher 3 and Red Dead 2, kind of just depends on what I'm in the mood for, because they do have a lot of similarities. Open world exploration on horseback, doing quests and exploring areas and meeting people. It's very narrative, it's very immersive. They're both really good. And so, splitting hairs, it comes down to what's your what kind of game are you interested in playing right now? Are you in the swords and spells mood, or the shootout with guns mood? Having a ton of fun playing Psychonauts 2. Now, those are some games that I've always meant to play. Maybe that's what I'll get around to playing, because that's one that I've always meant to do but never found time for. The Psychonaut games. You've never heard of Psychonauts? It's probably one of the games that I could justify playing here, because it's all about psychology. Psychonauts is a 3D platformer. It was originally for the PlayStation 2. I'm not entirely familiar with the story, but it's pretty goofy. I did play it for like a few minutes, but I never, I didn't get anywhere in it. I just played the intro, and that was many years ago. But something about jumping into people's heads or something, I don't know. It's got a lot of psychology themes, is what I've heard. So if there were ever a game for me to play, it would probably be that one. Now until December 1st, Steam is having a Black Friday sale. Okay. That might be worth checking out. The game I've currently been playing is Expedition 33. The combat in that game is quite satisfying once you get the hang of it. That one's been fun. I think in a couple weeks the current Arc Raiders season ends, and that'll be a good time to take a little break. I think when it comes to games that have a good, like, satisfying gameplay loop, think about how that gameplay loop forms a thought loop or like a cognitive process loop in your mind that corresponds with that game. Like, you want to enjoy it, you want to strengthen it, you want to reinforce it, but you don't want to burn it out. So I think it's good, you know, if you're the type that likes multiplayer games, because narrative-driven, open-world, single-player games aren't for everybody. That's fine. My favorite kind of game, but it's not for everybody. I would say just try to switch it up. You know, have some games that you can rotate between so that you're not exhausting any one part of your brain in a search for that dopamine. Think about it like you're picking fruit from a tree, and that tree continuously grows fruit. You don't want to like pick every fruit from it. You want to like give it time to like replenish and rejuvenate. So you switch between different trees to keep up your fruit supply. That's basically what's going on in your brain, except with neurons and dopamine. Maybe we'll play Psychonauts for Christmas. It'll be a holiday treat. From me to you. Search for dopamine? Search for dopamining. I'm finding dopamine in my search for dopamining. Used to always be on Call of Duty gaming, playing multiplayer games. And I finally started playing the campaign and was refreshed, not having to make up my own way to play a game and follow a story. And then I started playing more story games, and wow, it's really nice to get lost in a story game. Just think of how different it is for your brain than playing something that's essentially the same every time you play it. Like, I think of these types of things as structural for my brain, because that's kind of how it operates in your brain. Is, you know, when you're playing a certain type of game and it's like, okay, we go in, we fight the enemy, and then somebody wins, and then you repeat. Versus having games where it's like, you can go where you want to go, you can do what you want to do, and you can do it however you like to do it. I really like those types of games. I feel like they inspire more creativity. At least for me. But different strokes for different folks. All I'm looking for is just make sure you're having fun. If you're playing games, they're meant to be fun, so just make sure that you're having fun. And if you're not having fun playing the game that you're playing, it might be a good idea to try something new. Give it a little switch up. Your brain likes things to be unique and novel and interesting, and so switching it up can be healthy. It can give you a more consistent feeling of satisfaction. all players right now. For anybody who's doing ranked solo queue, I feel for you. I've been there. It's not easy. It's a rough time in your life. It does get better though. Chat, just make sure to check in on your friends who are spamming ranked solo queue this winter. They need your support. If any of your friends are spamming ranked solo queue, check in on them. They are in a dark place. They need you. Petey, what's up? Petey, I stole your cowboy look. Petey, you know, you did the cowboy look before me, but... How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. That's my brother Peter. That's my brother Peter right there. I quit one day on Valorant and wow, life is much better. Okay, let's talk about this a little more. Like I said, we're yapping today. We'll give you some time to get some questions in. We got a couple questions in the box and we're gonna get to those soon, but we're on a topic and I wanna yap a little bit about it. As a psychologist gamer, I think about how the game that I'm playing affects my psychology, because everything you do affects your psychology. So just think about whatever type of game it is that you enjoy playing, what sort of things is that reinforcing within you? I'll give you an example. I'm not going to name any game in particular because I don't want to feel like I don't want anybody to feel like I'm coming after them or I'm coming after their game, okay? Let's say that you play a game where it's just a fast-paced, you versus the enemy, you win or you lose, and then you do it all again. You know, if there's any sort of like coordination or communication, it's often, you know, chaotic and minimal and often aggravating. Just think about what that does to your mind if you expose yourself to it too often. I'm not saying that it's not okay in reasonable amounts, but like when you get to the point of like you're doing it for hours every day, what is that doing to your brain? What's that doing to your psyche? And so I'm not saying to not have fun. I want you to have fun. That's the whole thing. But if you find yourself playing the game and you're not having fun, you're just looking to feel better. Like maybe you lost a few and you're looking for a win because that'll make you feel good. You know, if you're not having fun, find a new one. I used to queue on League with the only goal of losing and making it miserable for my teammates because I was also miserable at the time. Hey, misery loves company. We love to drag people down into the muck with us. It makes it easier to tolerate it. Dr. Mario Master, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to the brain domain. We were just talking about how certain types of video games, and this is future presentation material. I feel like this is something you all might get a kick out of. We explore some of the potential psychological impacts of playing different types of games. I'm playing Stardew. When I think of what a cozy game does for a person, a game like Stardew, Animal Crossing, you know, there's others, but you know, games of that variety that provides stability, comfort, predictability, consistency. There's no like jump in difficulty spikes, so you don't have to get sweaty. You don't have to like assume gamer posture, you know, you can play it when you're like this. You don't have to be like this. You know what I mean? You can play it like this. You don't have to be like, you know what I mean. You've never played it? Stardew is a fantastic game. I would encourage anybody to try it. It's a lot of fun. It's very cute. I love city builder games. Ah. Nice. You got an engineer. Splatoon is sweaty. I just feel like the Switch is not the console to get sweaty on. You know, because the controller is just not built to handle it. Unless you get like the Pro controller so that you can get sweaty. You know, you whip out something like this. You're like, oh yeah, now I can get sweaty. You're not getting sweaty playing like this. Just how it is when you're playing when you're playing the Switch. Playing Mario Party, you're just I think gaming can offer a lot to your brain, so I would suggest to just keep that in mind. Get it? Keep that in mind whenever you're deciding which game to play. Me personally, I really like games where I can go around and explore stuff and combat enemies, and it's engaging and challenging and it's thematic. You know, that's fun. I've been playing Expedition 33 and something clicked for me the other day. I'm like, because one of my favorite games as a child was Super Mario RPG. That was one of my top games as a boy. I had traded in a bunch of my Super Nintendo games to be able to pick that one up because it cost like $65 back in 1997. Anyway, so as I was playing Expedition 33, it clicked. It was like, this is just a much more fleshed out version of that game. Because in that game, you could like time your hits, and you could also time your like blocks and stuff. And that's what you have to do in Expedition 33, which you don't normally see in like a turn-based game. Outfit is more or less made. Very nice. Play games to have fun, play games to learn, play games to experience things, play games to have fun. Just don't play games to Don't play games if they're gonna make you angry. When it comes to like gaming and anger, gaming should be a release. You know, it should allow you to like let that anger go. That anger should dissolve. You don't want to play games that just bring the anger out of you. And now I'm heated because I got demoted to Bronze 3. Alright, Papa. Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look at these questions. Bronze 3 lobbies are scary. What I can say is that if it comes between playing at like really low elo versus playing at really high elo, playing at really low elo is actually way more fun. People are doing all sorts of crazy stuff, and you can't predict anybody, and they're all just goofy, and it's just some of the most fun you'll ever have playing the game, versus, you know, playing at a high rank where everybody knows the meta, and if you aren't playing the meta, people are gonna complain, and if you don't have ideal performance, you're gonna get flamed. The most fun you will have in a multiplayer online competitive game is at the low ranks. You'll have games where you'll just like blow people out of the water. You'll go like 30-2. You'll get to see all sorts of people just goofing around, having a good time. Or people just fighting over the silliest stuff. It's like, brother, you're in Bronze 3, why are you mad? Like, why are you fighting people? You're Anyway, that's where the game's the most fun, and I will stand by that statement. Playing at a high competitive level, it's like, it can be thrilling, sure, but you're putting a lot into it. You're getting real sweaty. Right, let's take a look at these questions. Let's take a look. Hi, Papa. Recently, one of my friends adopted a cat who was super temperamental. It had been the cat who was at our local shelter the longest. My friend was fixated on this cat like a magnet. He could just see the sadness in his eyes, and he set on a mission to find it a life of love and cuddles. It's kind of cool that he connected with the cat in that way. Well, that was a little under 2 months ago, and my friend has been going through it. He talks to me a lot about how stressful this cat situation is making him, and it kind of grinds on me a little bit, but I listen because I care. Hey, that's what friends are for, right? That's what friends are for. He was devastated at how the progress moving forward little by little felt so slow. Well, that's rehabilitation for you. That's rehab. It's not about how fast the progress is, it's about making forward progress, even if it's small little steps. Well, he told me yesterday that for the first time ever, this cat jumped into his lap on his own and started purring. He said he broke down in tears and it scared him off. I thought all of the fear of rehoming this cat after so long may be too much for him, but he persisted, and he finally warmed up. I don't know why I wanted to share this story here, but I thought this community would enjoy a positive story about what a little TLC can do. It's a perfect story to share. Thank you for sharing it. 2 months for a cat that was at a shelter for the longest, that's actually pretty quick for them to warm up to you. That's pretty quick. Cats are, cats can be pretty skittish, pretty avoidant. They're highly sensitive creatures. They got whiskers all over their head. Their nervous system is dialed to 11. Cats are a little BPD coded, if you think about it. Like 1 minute they're purring and cuddling, and then the next minute they're the claws are coming out. Anyway, what you'll notice is that it'll continue to get better as you'll grow closer and the cat feels safer and more comfortable. So 2 months, that's not a bad time. That's not a bad time at all. It's also worth pointing out that, your friend has, you said your friend has been going through it lately. That's part of why they picked the cat that they did. Something about your friend identified with something about that cat. And that's why that's the one they picked. In some way, they saw themselves in that cat. And when they had a struggle with getting the cat to acclimate, they felt that was, well, will I be able to acclimate? Will I be able to get better? So people with BPD are just cats. People with BPD are very cat-coded. Not all cats, sometimes a cat, especially if it's warming up to you, it's like, it can flip on you, it can split on you a little bit. It's like laying down, snuggling, purring. And the next thing you know, it's slapping you across the face, and you're like, where'd that come from? It's a highly sensitive little creature. Its nervous system is dialed to 11. That's a nice story. An old cat. I think, in my opinion, the cats are like autistic people. There are some valid comparisons to be made there as well. There's a lot of, when it comes to like being sensitive to external stimuli, there's some overlap there. In an HSP, highly sensitive person. text that says what our sub goal is. We've got a sub goal for the holiday. It might happen. We might have a Thanksgiving miracle. Stick it down here. That'll work. Don't mind me just setting this up. Listen to the first 2 chapters of The Untethered Soul. A good book, right? I highly enjoyed it. I recommend it if you are, looking for a book that could help to lift your spirits a little bit. It's a very easy read. I found that the author, Michael Singer, he does a really good job of working people into a way of thinking that we might not be initially wired for. I just got a call from the doctor. They can fit me in today in an hour and a half, but I just drank a huge Red Bull. Oh, you're gonna be fine. That'll make it even better. They said they're gonna give me an injection for the pain. Win-win. I hope I don't have a panic attack. Now, why would you? Now, why would you? I'm terrified. You've been through it before, though, right? You've been through it before and you survived? This time it should be even easier, technically speaking. How would it feel if it goes even better than you expected? Like 8 years ago? So you've made 8 years of progress. It's not for nothing. I'm trying to find a nice color for this sub goal. How about a nice mint? Trying to find a nice place to put it. Hold on, I know what I need to do. Thank you for your patience. This is a live show. To do all of my own setup here. There we go. That works. That's my paranoia right now. All right, let's look at it this way. You expected all of these feelings to show up because all of these feelings have showed up before. These are the feelings that show up when you're in this type of situation. This is a type of situation that you've handled before successfully. Now, what better way to test your skills? What better way to really embrace and experience the progress that you've made in a tangible, real-world example? I think you're gonna do great. You got nothing to worry about. Your mind is a powerful thing. We don't need to be our own biggest enemy. What would you like for us to offer you in this moment? Support, guidance, encouragement, feedback? You're gonna do great. You're gonna do great. No need to rewrite a catastrophe. No need to weave a self-fulfilling prophecy. What would it feel like if everything went fine? Try to answer that question. What would it feel like if everything went fine? What would it feel like if everything went better than you expected? We don't want to go down that rabbit hole of what could things be like that could go wrong, because that's just a rabbit hole. We'll dig deeper and deeper and deeper, and the next thing you know, you're going to make it happen just by willing yourself there. You're going to put yourself into that position where the stress will bloom like a big ugly flower. And so we're going to turn it around on its head, and we're going to try to anticipate a different outcome, a different possibility. What would it feel like if everything went better than expected? Which is an entirely reasonable possibility. Would you agree that is within the confines of reality? That is a tangible possibility. As far as I'm concerned, it has just as good of a chance as anything else happening. So decompress a little bit. Just focus on whatever is right in front of you. That next step, you'll be able to get through it. And try not to get too far ahead of yourself, because that's when the stress overwhelms you, is when you try to anticipate too many potential future problems. Your brain will literally overwhelm itself and your nervous system will scramble, and it's not going to be fun. So just chill, and then think about what you'll do afterwards to wind down and, cap off your day in a positive way. You're shaking and crying. That's your body letting go of that stress that it was building up. This is your body letting it go. It's recognizing I don't need that right now. That's not going to help me. That's going to make everything worse. And so this is you letting it out. That's good. Get it all out. Get it all out now and it won't get any worse. You'll have a good time. It'll be fine. You need to eat. Big empty Red Bull. Big old Red Bull on an empty stomach. Big old Red Bull on an empty stomach. You know better. Even if I cry in there, I'm sure they'll be nice to me. They're going to be very nice to you. You got nothing to worry about. Just need to get out of your own head. Just keep focusing on that next step. You're gonna do great. Never had Red Bull. I've had too many Red Bulls, actually. I'm pretty sure that every Red Bull I drink shaves a good 30 seconds off my life expectancy, so I've had too many. The sugar-free Red Bulls. I get it, you know. I also occasionally like a nice sugar-free energy drink, but there's a part of me that's just like, this is just nothing but chemicals. My microbiome is gonna freak out at the sight of this white monster. Maybe a nice tea with a little stevia as an alternative. I had a sugar-free Red Bull at TwitchCon because they had the Red Bull people out giving out Red Bulls, and they gave me a sugar-free one, and I drank a little bit of it, but I couldn't finish it because it just tasted like a vitamin. It was just not good. So at least the plain flavored one. That one's gross. Alright, we've got a couple questions in the box. Let's take a look at what we got here. Anytime my son has to say with his bio dad on school breaks, I cry a lot. His dad is great. His stepdad is better. Long lore behind that. And so is his stepmom, and his bio dad's mom is amazing. I just feel a bit greedy that I cry every time he is gone. Alright, now hold on a second. Why do we need to transmute sadness, missing someone? Why do we have to transmute that into greed? Like, where does greed... You know, I'm not understanding the alchemy here. Like, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss people. It's okay to cry. You know, this is your son and you want to be there and you want to enjoy the holiday together. It's not greedy. It's just family. Is there a way to assist in de-escalating my emotions from doing this every time he is gone? I let the cries out because I feel like they are healthy, but I'm wondering, like, do I have to cry every time? No, you'll cry less over time, probably. It'll probably never be easy, but letting the emotions out is the best thing for you. It's the best way to handle it. you're sad. That's your child. You want to be there, and you want to, because you only get so many holidays with them. You want to be there for those holidays. That's a perfectly normal, like, reason to feel sad. I cry whenever I want it. If anyone asks, I just say allergies. Oh no, you could own it. Just be like, I'm just in awe at the nature of things. Just to be here, to be alive, to be an example of the light of consciousness in a cold and foreboding universe. That's pretty cool. And I'm just kind of awestruck by it. And, it moved me in this moment. So. Yeah, I'm crying. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, partner? I'll tell you one thing, partner. A real man ain't afraid of his face getting a little wet. Why is it so hard to open up to others or even to a therapist? Well, there's a lot to unpack in this question, so let me get comfortable. Let me get comfortable here and we'll start peeling away at this onion. Why is it so hard to open up to others? Well, there are two main things that we want to look at, two main categories here. The internal reasons. What is it about me personally or people in general that makes it difficult to share things? Like, what is it about my physiology, my neurology, my biology? What is it about that? What is it about me that makes it hard? And then the other half is, what is it about the world I live in that makes it difficult? So where should we begin? Do you want to start on the outside and work inwards? Let's start on the outside and work inwards. Culturally speaking, a lot of cultures don't encourage people to share or to open up in emotions. And this will vary greatly depending on where you are. Sometimes it's even, depending on the individual family unit that you grow up in. Maybe your family is emotionally constricted, and so that's why it's hard to open up. You just had a very shut off, it just wasn't something that you learned how to do. It was something that you were discouraged from doing, and so that's why it's hard to do. These could be things that exist outside you. And that can explain a lot. But we also need to consider what could be going on within me that makes opening up difficult. So let's start with biology. Let's start with avoidance of pain. This is something that, as a biological organism, as a creature of this earth, you and I are wired to avoid pain. And opening up can create emotional pain, which our brain cannot tell the difference between emotional pain and physical pain. And so for our brain, emotional pain is something that we avoid because we fear it in the same way that we fear death. I need to stay away from this. It hurts me. I don't want it to kill me. I want to keep existing. I want to keep living. My family of origin was verbally emotive, but not very big huggers. You take what you can get. You take what you can get. So why is it hard to open up? Well, there's, like we started with, the biology of it. You know, it's painful to open up. It makes us feel vulnerable. And so we avoid those types of feelings. And that's a really big part of it. We're trying to avoid the pain, the judgment, the criticism, whatever it might be, by opening up. We're trying to avoid any of that potential pain by shutting ourselves off. So, why open up? Why open up? It is something that we recognize is important to do. It's something we're always telling people to do, and it's something that we're always trying to do. It's like, well, you know, you need to not have that all pent up. It wears on you. Whenever you live life trying to avoid emotional pain, psychological pain, you are guaranteeing those types of pain. Because the only way to become more resistant to those types of pain is to experience those types of pain, to go through those experiences, to open up and to share and to talk about things and to not repress and constrict and wall yourself off. Opening up is how you grow. That's how you get the room to grow, is by opening up. When you stay shut off, you stay small. But opening up opens up opportunities. It opens up different avenues, new ways of thinking, new ways of viewing the world, new ways of viewing your relationships, and a new way of viewing yourself. And so, this is what we mean when we say vulnerability is a strength. You know, if you were to take that sentence for face value, it wouldn't really make much sense. How could vulnerability be a strength? When it comes to ourselves, psychologically, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable is how we get stronger. And so when it comes to us, vulnerability is strength. So opening up, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, that also opens you up to support and validation and feeling understood and feeling heard. A new perspective on yourself. And just in time, too. If your family wasn't huggers, you know, I feel bad for you. I come from a family of huggers, and it's the best. Hugs are awesome, and if you don't enjoy a good hug, I would encourage you to open up to the idea. The brain will respond to a hug in a pretty interesting way. If you have a maintained hug for approximately 20 seconds, you start to see a noticeable change in a person's brain chemistry. You start to see more dopamine, which is that reward chemical. You see serotonin, which is a chemical we associate with positive emotions. And then you also see oxytocin, which is a neurotransmitter that we associate with feelings of love. My family had a tendency to fix our problems with fists. It's a very patriarchal virtue, isn't it? Survival of the fittest. The strongest gets to exercise their will over others by physically dominating them. Does this work with cats? Yes. Doesn't matter who you're hugging. You could also hug yourself with a little cheat code. In your opinion, is fear the primary drive in all decision making? It's a big one, that's for sure, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. Let's talk about it. Fear plays a big driving motivator. Why do we fear? What are we afraid of? Well, let's name a few things. We're afraid of dying. We're afraid of pain. You know, those are things that are biologically reinforced within us. And so we'll make a lot of choices to avoid pain. We'll make a lot of choices to avoid, potential harm to ourselves. And so that is a big part of what goes into our decision making. However, the primary, I'm not so sure. Yes. Oh. Oh yeah, I didn't have much to eat. How'd it go?
Oh, well. It went good. I had to go to my dad's. I went to my dad's court thing today, and I went with my dad to this court thing today because I'm such an irresponsible piece of shit.
Who's saying that exactly? Are these claims verified?
Well, they're said a lot, but yeah, I went with my dad to this court date, and it went really well. And then after that, I had to pick up this shower door for my grandparents, because I'm such an irresponsible piece of shit.
Is that what you believe?
Well,
why are you repeating it?
Well, because it gets repeated at me like 1,000 times a day right now. But anyway,
people also repeat that the Earth is flat. So.
But anyway, I had just accepted that my dad was because we had to take the truck to pick up this shower door. We went to this court date, and then I was like, after that, we'll go by Menards and pick up this shower door and drop it off. So we had to take the truck, which it's an old truck, and my dad smokes in it. And I had just accepted that my dad was going to smoke in this old ass truck, especially because he had his court date and he was anxious and shit. So I'm driving around in this fucking 20-year-old truck with my dad chain smoking, and it set off my motion sickness. So I finally got home after all that, and I threw up and took a shower.
You feel better?
Yeah, I'm finally now recovered.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. Love you.
I love you. Thank you for the pasta. Oh, yep. He's just plopped out. Atticus likes to lay down in here while we're streaming. Yeah, Casey does a lot to help take care of her family. She's a good lady. So, a lot of people making unjust claims on the internet. Just full of shit. Just saying things. If Asmongold ever wants to chat with me, man to man, open invitation. Open invitation. He wouldn't dare. Well, he doesn't talk to people. He normally just responds to other people's videos. He doesn't even engage with people directly. What's really funny, and this is something that I've found happens consistently, with people like him, with people like Nux Taku, these people who want to talk shit, and then I'm like, hi, I heard you were talking shit, and then they just, because they're afraid of a real man. These people are babies. Just spineless internet people. Just unwashed. He is clearly so depressed. I think if he ever wants to get better, let's talk. I might be able to give you some pointers. Help you get your shit together. OPV, thank you for the 23 months. Anyway. Maybe I'll talk more shit later, but... like, these people just always go after Casey, and it's like... she's a strong person. She can defend herself. She can handle these idiots. Alright? But, like... they never dare to talk shit to me. It's like... you're spineless. You just attack women on the internet. You're a fool and a coward. We talked about Drag Trashly. Drag Trashly is one of the funniest friends that I have. Drag Trashly is so fucking funny. Like, anybody who hates on drag, it's like, you just don't get art. It's like, just admit that you're an idiot and that you don't understand art. That's fine. Just go back to jerking off to your big booby anime gacha games, you fucking gooner. Let the adults enjoy art without your disruptive shit smearing. Anyway, I need to not get started talking shit today because I'm not here to practice the art of war today. Let's get back into this question. We were talking about primary drives and decision making, and we were talking about how fear is a big one. Fear is a big one, but it's not the only one. There are other drives out there. What come to mind for you? I have a few, but I want you to think, what are some other drives? If you want a hint, we named a Mars rover after one. Curiosity is a big drive. What's this? What's under this rock? What's around this corner? That desire to, like, discover and learn, to uncover things. That's a big one. There's not a lot of fear baked into that. That's just something that humans do, and not only humans do, other animals do it too, and that's pretty cool. You know, dogs, cats, they get curious, they, you know, want to check stuff out, they want to investigate. You know, cows, if you were to go out into a field of cows and just like lay down on the grass, well, just make sure you don't lay in a big pile of shit. But if you were to just go out in a big field of cows and just lay down on the ground, the cows would come over and check you out. They'd be like, hey, what's going on here? What are you doing? You all right? This was my question. I debate this with my father often. He thinks fear is the main driver and makes a compelling argument. I just don't like it. Curiosity is a great response, though. I'll hit him with that next time. Well, see, the thing... okay. Since this is your dad's take, let me engage dad mode real quick. The thing about dads is that they are very wired to be protective. And when you are wired to be protective, you're always assessing things, you're always looking for potential threats, you keep your head on a swivel and you're trying to like protect yourself and protect your family. And so that's a big driving motivator. And a lot of it does trace back to fear. A lot of it does, that's fair. And so you don't have to disagree with what your dad is saying. You can agree that fear is a large driving motivator for people, but that's just one color, and you have a whole palette of different colors. You have love, which is a motivator. You also have arousal, which is a little different than love. It's often entangled with love, but arousal is a motivator. When I say arousal, I just mean anything that gets your attention, anything that gets you up, gets you moving, or inspires you to act in some type of way. It could even be, you hear an annoying noise coming from across the house and you're like, what is that? And you get up and you go check it out. It's like that physical sensation aroused you into action and it drove your decision making. Another thing that I think goes into our decision making is we seek comfort and relief. Why do we take hot baths? Why do we wear comfy pajamas? Why do we have cushy pillows? It's not because we're afraid of sleeping on the ground. It's because we seek out comfort and relief. And so if you were to talk to your dad about it, I would start by first off agreeing with him. You can understand how fear is a big motivator because it is the underlying cause in a lot of things. Like, why do I go out and get food? Because I'm afraid of not eating. Why do I go out and do this? Because I'm afraid of this happening. A lot of things can be traced back to fear, but we don't need to trace everything back to fear. I would encourage to try to view life through a different lens so that you don't see everything as a potential route to danger and harm. What you'll also notice is that sometimes our motivations will get mixed together. It's very rarely just one primary motivation. It's like, sure, fear could be mixed in. Like, sure, I'm out getting ice cream and I'm trying to pick what flavor I want. And sure, maybe somewhere deep down I'm afraid of starving. But not right now, I'm out getting ice cream. The only decision I'm making is, which one sounds the best to me? Which one will bring me the most pleasure? And so there is a strong hedonic drive. Like, just because there's something in the soil, it doesn't mean that it's going to manifest in the flavor of the fruit. Just because somewhere deep down there's fear mixed in, that doesn't mean it's gonna, that doesn't mean that it's... I would also argue that the drive to seek pleasure and avoid pain is separate from fear. I would say that there's fear involved, but just from my perspective as a psychologist, I'm like, there's hairs to be split. Also, another thing to be mindful of, we don't want to adhere to this belief because it justifies feeling fear all the time. If I view fear as the prime driving force in all things, I am now justified in feeling afraid all the time. Fear seems to be learned on some level. Fear is definitely learned on many levels. There are some innate fears. There are things that you don't have to teach people to be afraid of, like loud noises, for example. I'd think that fear is a huge motivator in a lot of things. Fear is an ingredient. Okay, so maybe it would be helpful to think in terms of soup. I don't know why this is where my brain always goes. I love making a good soup, so we're going with the soup metaphor. Anger is like an onion. It goes in pretty much every soup you make, but not every soup tastes like onion. There's all sorts of other ingredients mixed in, and that's how motivation forms. It's a whole bunch of different ingredients coming together to create an end result. Does that make sense? Like, not every soup is just going to be onion soup. Could curiosity be the fear of the unknown, though? I would disagree on that, because fear of the unknown is what keeps you from being curious. Fear of the unknown is what keeps you locked in. It's what keeps you from going outside and going on an adventure. Curiosity is what gets you up and goes out to do that in spite of those feelings of fear. Curiosity, to me, is one of those forces that acts in spite of fear. Like, sure, there's the fear there, but the curiosity is stronger. Maybe does your dad like soup? If your dad likes soup, maybe explain it in terms of soup. It's like fear is an ingredient in the soup, the motivation soup. Fear is in there somewhere, because it's like an onion, and you put an onion in pretty much every soup you make. But not every soup tastes like onions. We don't have to distill everything down to its basest ingredients. You know, we are highly complicated. We have the most complicated brain that we've ever uncovered. We are as far as emotional experiences go, we are really good at it. And so, could we distill it down to the basest ingredients? Sure, but we don't have to. If everything was lizard brain driven, our nervous systems would never be able to reset or rest. Yes, you get stuck in survival mode. And this is where people develop anxiety disorders. This is true. Chronic exposure to stress, just being stuck in survival mode, never being able to switch that off. Never really thought of it, but fear and curiosity really are two sides of a coin. Fear is when you're repelled by the unknown, and curiosity is when you embrace it. Yes, it is. So yeah, maybe if your dad likes soup, you could explain it in that ways. If you like sandwiches, you could explain it in that way too. Just be like, But for me, soup is the best metaphor because, I don't know, it just works with how my brain is wired. I'm wired for soup. What about overcoming agoraphobia? Is that embracing curiosity? I would say so. I would say it is choosing curiosity in spite of fear. You get to go with one. You get to pick one. What you probably noticed as someone who's made tremendous strides with their agoraphobia, which you have done, you've made some tremendous progress. Make sure the VOD is uploaded and I'll show him. If you're watching this now, hi Dad. I see where he's coming from, I really do. And I agree with him, but I feel like life is more rich and nuanced than that. You know, we like straightforward explanations for things because it makes things easier to digest. But almost anything is going to be more complicated the more you think about it, the more you get into it, the more detail you uncover. Why pick fear when you could pick fun? You know, like, how about something like a thrill, like a roller coaster? There's a little bit of fear there, right? You're going on a roller coaster, but you're also having fun. Because facing your fears, you know, even dipping a little bit into fear, it's like, it can be enjoyable. So yeah, I really look at motivation as a blend of things. It's very rarely ever just one thing. It's like, sure, that could be a consistent ingredient that you see across many different iterations, but what you've noticed about overcoming agoraphobia, sorry, I'm rambling a little. What you probably noticed about agoraphobia is that it is a condition that you get over one step at a time. Literally. You just get out and you just start walking. And every step you take is one step forward, one step away from agoraphobia. Depression hates a moving target. Sometimes you just gotta get up and get your body moving a little bit, even if it's just taking slow steps, even if you're just going on a little leisurely walk. What you'll notice is that when your body is in motion, your brain will behave differently than whenever your body is still. So if you're feeling mentally stuck, try do something about feeling physically stuck as well. What I've noticed is if I go on a walking meditation, my thoughts will literally be, you know, primed for like forward progress. Since I'm up and moving and making forward progress physically, like something about that is reflected in my thinking. And so whenever I have a thought come up, it's like with the intention of making progress on this thought, moving it somewhere new, moving it forward. Reminded of a quote from my favorite author, William Gibson. There are times when you can only take the next step, and then another. Which reminds me of a quote from an author that I wouldn't say he's my favorite author because he's not, Brandon Sanderson. Mormon fantasy author. Most important step a man can take is the next one. It'll still take me a while to be a social butterfly again, but I'm trying. Well, you know, what does a butterfly do after it breaks out of its cocoon? It doesn't immediately start flying again. It has to pump blood into its wings. It has to prepare itself from transitioning from one stage of life to the next stage of life. You used to be a big, goofy worm going around eating leaves, and you somehow managed to avoid getting eaten by a bird. And then you put yourself in a little blanket and you liquefied yourself and then reconstituted yourself as this complicated new organism with all sorts of moving parts. Before you take those new wings for a spin, you gotta make sure you pump blood into them first. Just one step at a time. That's how we get anywhere. Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the night saying, "I will try again tomorrow." Right on. Hello. A bit of a wild ride I'm having in my life. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for all the help you do for the community. It's for the community. We do it for the community. How are you doing, Brendan? How you feeling today? Do you feel like you've made it through the ups and downs and the loop-de-loops? Do you feel like you've come out on the other side of this wild ride? Chat, we're here today. We're yapping. I might wrap up a little early today because I've got some prep stuff I want to do for tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, for Thanksgiving on Thursday. We're not going to wrap up right away, but maybe here within the hour. I don't know. So if you have any questions, let's hear them. Also, chat, just take a moment to give it up for yourselves. Just go ahead and give yourselves a hand real quick because sharing and opening up is not easy, but look at you. You're doing that thing. Opening up is not just important for you. It doesn't just help you with things. It also inspires other people to do the same. So you never know just how much you opening up and sharing can ripple outwards and help others. We like to not open up. We like to keep everything to ourselves because we feel like we're sparing other people from that. But more often than not, the opposite is true. By opening up and sharing these things, and inspire people to do the same. Did I forget to thank you for that gifted sub an hour ago? I just noticed. I got distracted. That's my bad. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you. I don't like to leave any sub left unthanked, partner. No sub left behind. Chat, this is a reminder that if we hit that sub goal, we might need a Thanksgiving miracle. But if we hit that sub goal, I will be live streaming cooking on Thanksgiving Day. So you'll be up there early with me in the morning. I'll be making rolls from scratch. I'll be getting my turkey spatchcocked and injected with butter. Appreciate the support, appreciate subscribing. It's what allows me to do what I do. It's thanks to the support of viewers like you that this content is made possible. OPV, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate your continued kindness, my friend. Thank you. Is there a recipe you'll be following? I don't use recipes unless I'm baking something. Baking, you need to be a little bit more precise, but when it comes to making other stuff, I season with the heart. This is my first time making a turkey and I need a recipe that slaps. Well, what you'll notice is that when it comes to turkey, it's not all that hard to make a turkey that's at least edible with a tasty gravy, because turkey, just as far as proteins go, it's not that good. As far as meat goes, turkey is at the bottom of the list. It's just not that good. But there are some things that you can do to make turkey better, but it can become a much more time-intensive process. For example, you can brine your turkey, which I'm going to do. I'm going to brine my turkey, which is you have to let it soak in a salty brine solution of like water and salt and spices, and you let it soak for 24 hours. Like right now, I've got my turkey starting thawing. It's in a cold water, and I have a basket in the bathtub, and the turkey's in there with some cold water. So it's in the de-thaw process right now, and then tomorrow I'm gonna brine it for a full day before I cook it. But what I'm also gonna do, beyond brining the turkey, is I'm also going to spatchcock the turkey. Which is where you cut the backbone out of the turkey so that it cooks faster, and since it cooks faster, it also comes out more juicy. Run Jetta with the 2 gifted, let's go. Oh yeah, optimum cooking. I'm not done. I'm not done. So not only am I going to brine and spatchcock the turkey, I'm also going to inject it with butter. I got one of those little meat injector things. And I'm going to... I didn't get one of like the pre-seasoned ones because I don't know what's in it. I'm just going to melt some butter down and do it that way. I'm going to inject the turkey with some seasoned butter. Very Bob's Burgers coded. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. So I'm going all the way with the turkey because I want to do everything I can to make it tasty. This is probably how I'm going to have to cook it too. I have one of these trays actually. Probably have to do it like that. So yeah, I'm going to spatchcock the turkey, which you have to cut out the backbone and then you have to press it flat kind of carnal. And then I'm also gonna inject it like this. He's at 20 pounds. I have a 20-pound turkey. It's a big boy. And I also got a ham. I also am making a ham. But I have to make a little honey glaze. It came with one, but it's like a full-on like spiral cut bone-in ham. I just picked it up at Aldi. It was actually only like 20 bucks. I didn't get this one from Costco. I got it from Aldi, actually. That was an Aldi W. Aldi W, they had the bone-in spiral cut holiday hams with the honey glaze. You have to do the glaze yourself. You know, you do that yourself in the oven. But it was only like 20 bucks. I watched a video where a man deep fried his turkey in like 35 minutes. You know? Respect to anybody who wants to go through all of the trouble of deep frying a turkey. I've thought about deep frying a turkey, but so you have to get the special equipment to deep fry the turkey because you have to do it outside. And then if the turkey isn't thawed all the way through, it'll explode. Did you know that every year on average 5 people die from deep frying turkeys? Can you imagine ruining Thanksgiving for everyone by dying in a deep frying turkey accident? The awkwardness of a closed casket funeral before Christmas? Not only are you going to ruin this Thanksgiving, you're going to ruin every Thanksgiving for the people who were in attendance because you died a gruesome deep frying turkey death. It's just not a risk that I'm willing to take. They'll never eat turkey again. Exactly. You're going to ruin turkey for them. Because you got all big-headed and thought you could deep fry this bird. If you're very meticulous, you know, you can do it and be safe with it. Honestly, I think a better bet would be, you know, instead of deep frying the whole thing, maybe just cut it into pieces and then just deep fry those pieces separately. I don't know, like that could work too, right? Mom did that. I'm just saying, that's probably a good strategy, you know? You don't have to, you could even do it inside. You could just get a big pot and do it on the stove and then just do it like a few pieces at a time. Instead of throwing the whole bird into the deep fryer. I felt it took the magic. It didn't take the magic out. You were still eating deep fried turkey, were you not? You were still eating deep fried turkey. The risk of death had been substantially lowered. I think that's part of what gives deep fried turkey the thrill, is just the fact that 5 people on average die every year preparing this meal. Every year around this time, I like to go to one of my favorite YouTube channels, just Culinary Genius. This is Josh and Mama. It's a son and his mom, and they cook food together. This is the Thanksgiving one. and I like to watch it. I found it last year on Thanksgiving, and it's become a new tradition for me. I like to go back and watch their Thanksgiving celebration every year. Let's see if it'll load. This is hot dog spaghetti. That's the wrong one. This is, okay, now we're just in my, okay. YouTube's been, I was on YouTube earlier and it was bugging out like this. Let's see if it'll open up the right one. Okay, there we go.
Dang, Mama, you starting already?
Yes, I am. Can you finish this while I get the ham ready real quick? Josh, we ain't got time for that today. Josh, can you go ahead and take the ham out so I can be putting the macaroni in, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey y'all!
Hey.
Hey.
When y'all want these hot dogs?
Hey, Josh. What's
Hey.
up?
Yeah, I could take that.
Thank you.
Now, I'll have to explain to you what that one is, because this is, this right here. Any guesses on what this is? You can see that it's got pineapple and cheese, but you have any guess what that white stuff is? Any guessers? I've seen a couple years of Thanksgiving videos. This is a tradition with their family that they make, where it is pineapple and cheese and mayo. Yes, correct. Mayonnaise. It's pineapple, mayonnaise, and cheese. Anyway, Thanksgiving's coming up. So this is...
Mama, what are you getting?
I'm getting the ham.
The ham for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Right next to the pig's feet.
This is the same ham that Grandma Ruby used to use when I was a kid. So it's a tradition to use this ham. I'm seriously thinking about getting this so I ain't got to fool with a turkey. It's the same thing. I think that one will fit in our little,
That microwave cooker?
yeah, that we got.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, these are kind of fancy, Mama.
What's that?
Caramelized onion and roasted garlic. Mmm. What? You just gonna get turkey
I'm
gravy?
just going to get turkey. It's turkey. I don't know what all that's going to taste like on it. Oh, we should try 3-bean salad this year. Oh.
Is it spicy?
Well, it says it is. I want to try some of these. That looks good.
So these are your favorite canned potatoes?
Love these, yes. I don't know why they got them way up here. My apple pie, macaroni and cheese that I'm going to make.
What did you almost forget?
I almost forgot my pineapples.
For what?
The pineapples, mayonnaise, and cheese.
The Ritz crackers?
Yeah, and all I need is like 35 crackers.
For what?
The mock apple pie I'm making with the crackers. Gingerbread house? Are you serious?
You gotta get it. They didn't have all this funky stuff when I was growing up.
You know what? I'm thinking when I was a kid, we never did
Chat.
gingerbread houses.
Chat, can you not disrespect my culture? This is my culture right here, so if you could please just be respectful.
don't even know if they
Well,
had them when I was a kid.
So when did they become a thing?
I don't know.
Now
So-
they got a million different types.
Well, we're gonna do these. Jennifer can bring her brown rice.
Right.
I'll get Anne-Marie to bring her lima beans with the mayonnaise that she likes to make.
Yeah.
And that should do
I
it.
think that covers everything.
I mean, that's gonna be a lot of food already.
right.
So yeah, cause I ain't making nothing else.
Oh, she said she's making apple pie mac and cheese this year for Thanksgiving. Let's check this out.
So what are you making?
A macaroni apple pie.
So what's the next step?
I'm putting these apples on these noodles.
No, when you made this last week, this was so good.
I know it was.
Like, this turned out so good. Oh! Now, what's that do?
It's going to keep it moist.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Is it done?
Well, I mean, I'm done preparing it. I still got to cook it.
Well, I know we got to cook it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look how tall it is.
Oh, I know.
Wow.
All right, well,
So how long does it have to cook?
I don't know. I'm going to go with 20 minutes to start off with.
Oh, don't let that dog hair get in it. Why is there so much hair on my stove?
Ooh.
Oh. Now that just looks a million times better than the craft version.
Yes,
Like-
this smells really good.
Dang.
Did you hear that?
Why does it sound like that?
That sounds good to me.
Kinda.
Almost.
Yeah.
I got the pie crust. I did.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get that last little bit right there.
Can't leave that. You got a lot to eat.
But you liked it the other day.
Oh, that was a big bite.
The only thing I'm missing, some ice cream.
On that mac and cheese. You gonna bring this to a Thanksgiving dinner?
I might make 2 of those.
This has got to be satire. No, this is real. This is real.
Mama,
Put that down.
what are you making?
Hot dog spaghetti.
Where's this from?
Well, I've been tagged on TikTok for this video.
No seasonings were harmed in the making of this
Oh.
video.
Hold on. But when this side of the noodles get done, we'll have to flip them.
Do I need flipping?
I don't know. Let me see.
Oh my god. Looks like a sea creature. Okay.
Look, they all just slip right in there.
Oh.
So now I got to roll this up.
Oh yeah, she's on TikTok. She's on that crazy food TikTok, and she'll just recreate recipes that people send her on
look.
TikTok, which is how you end up with
Wow.
mac and cheese apple pie.
And there's some pepperonis. What?
Mama.
Put that down.
I kind of
What are you
want to
making?
try it. Honestly, I kind of want to make hot dog spaghetti. Like this, if you're like just blazed out of your gourd, you're like an 8 out of 10 high, just like a hot dog spaghetti. Like,
And what made you want Whataburgers today?
Oh, they were so good the last time when we had them.
What's all that stuff on top?
It's just like, it might be like the fat from the meat or something. Let the burgers cook. It's going to be all right.
These ain't turning out right. They didn't look like.
They did look just like this the last time. Look at that. There's nothing wrong with these burgers.
I hate water burgers. Have you had water burgers before? They taste awful. You have had them. This is something you might not have encountered unless, you know, you hang out in the right circles.
Is it done?
Yes. It's done.
Then why'd you put it back in there? I mean, they don't look bad.
They don't?
A little soggy. You seen those space pictures of Jupiter? That's what that looks like. What?
Yeah, we can use this for like vegetable soup or something.
No, you can't.
Why can't I?
She's right. You
Yes, I
actually
can,
could. That would make a great soup
You're
base.
serious?
You might want
The
to
vegetable soup, yes.
I want to try to
And what made you want Whataburgers
Strain
today?
some of the fat off the
Oh, they
top.
were so good the last time when we had them.
What's all that stuff?
Look, they already made and everything.
They're little. I thought they were gonna be bigger.
Well, there's 8 in here.
How much was that bag?
$3.42. I'm just gonna make a
Wow.
whole meal with this.
For $3. Wow. Oh,
What?
mild spice. Think you can handle that? Oh, I love like that.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Joshua?
it's like rubber.
Why does this one like it's got
I've
more
also
in it?
eaten this.
Oh.
Oh,
So
shout
what is
out
this
to
called?
all my peers who grew up in, Midwestern households where this was the type of stuff that you might see every once in a while, or some of us might see it all the time.
What?
Fritos and rice.
Burritos and rice.
Mm-hmm.
With enchilada sauce on it.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's getting there. I just need another stove, so I need 30 minutes.
Oh. So we could have cooked them in the microwave for a minute.
Yes.
But now we
Midwestern
gotta
wear.
bake it for
This is
30.
more of a
Yes.
What's wrong with them?
I'm trying to figure out how to
the
get
further
it, like,
south you go.
they either look like this or they
And
look
then
like this.
the thing
when you put
about
them on.
being in the South, especially, is like the further you go, the better people get at cooking. Like whenever you get down to like Louisiana, it's like, oh, there's fantastic food down there. It's like, oh yeah, but when you're like in the middle, it's just like, you get kind of this kind of stuff.
Is one inside out?
No. See what I'm saying? They ain't the same. Are they supposed to be like that?
If this were executed better, I'd try
I'll
it.
get it.
See, you could make it. You just,
What?
I used to make a variation of something like this, except
Smell
I
it.
made the filling and then I rolled it up into tortillas and then just put it
Cheese.
all in the pan and
Yes.
covered it with sauce and
It does
cheese.
smell actually super good.
It does.
This is just the most processed way to do it.
So much ready, Sky.
But the reason why you see this, the reason why you see more of this stuff, especially in more rural areas, is because you didn't think this is going to become a lecture on food deserts, but surprise, surprise, a lot of people, they have limited access to fresh foods. And so this is why you see a lot of people cooking stuff like this, especially in, smaller communities, rural communities. They might only have like a Dollar General to go to. They might not have access to fresh produce. A lot of frozen stuff, a lot of canned stuff, a lot of Frito chili pie with deer meat. I'd eat it. That sounds good, actually. I'd eat it. I got nothing against that. At this point, you might want to tell your mom, I'm going to surprise you, do some cooking today. That's how I found myself doing the cooking at my house. It was just by being the one that was good at it. Like, well, there you go. Then when I moved out, my little sister took over. Frito chili pie. Frito chili pie is a top tier food for me. I love Frito chili pie. I make it for myself every once in a while. Every time I make chili, I get Fritos as like an add-in. I'll just put a bunch of Fritos in there. I'm scared to ask what that is. A Frito chili pie? Oh, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's basically just chili on top of Fritos, or mixed in with Fritos. It's really good. I like mine with beans, though. I'd like to try a Korean corn dog. Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. At the end of the day, it's still a corn dog, though. I tried Korean corn dogs, and what turned me off was that it was still just like the crappiest hot dog in the middle. I was just like, oh, ew. The outside was fancy and exciting, but the inside was giving bar S. You know what I mean? The bar S hot dogs. The ones that are like 80 cents for a pack at the store. When I was a case manager, there was a guy that I would take grocery shopping, and he pretty much just ate like bar S hot dogs and sliced bologna. And I was like, brother, you're gonna live forever with all those preservatives. Not to be too grim, but, you know, just think about how many people out there are surviving on, like, cheap hot dogs and cheap processed, like, lunch meat. A lot of people. Got one of those hot pots with Spam one time. Oh yeah, those are pretty good. The first time I ever tried that, I was in Manhattan, and I was visiting some friends, and they took me to this Korean place, and they had a communal, like a soup for the table, and it had hot dogs and Spam in it. Like, oh yeah, it's because they airdropped a bunch of it during the Korean War. I love a nice crispy Spam. It's one of the things that I'll get every once in a while. I'll get some Spam from the store and like cut it up in little cubes, get it all crispy in the pan, and do it with some eggs. It's pretty good. I love Korean food. Korean food is good. Korean food is good. It's Mike's favorite type of food, so whenever we go out and we visit Mike and Vio, we always eat a bunch of Korean food. Now, my Midwestern GI tract is not, it's not wired. It's not wired for that, that level of, fermentation. And so it always just does something to irritate the bowels. It smells like something crawled inside me and died. All right, it's my Midwestern microbiome is it's not prepared for all that kimchi. Feel so much more trapped and depressed than usual right now. Has anything changed? Any thought on why that might be? Or is it just the looming winter? I can only imagine that seasonal depression must hit pretty hard in some of those countries where winter is more intense. What I've been told is that in many of those countries, you know, you see this in Russia and Finland and any of those, you know, places where long, harsh winters. What I've been told is that they swear by a nice hot sauna and a birch whisk. It's this bundle of birch stems, and they like tap yourself with it, or you have somebody tap you with it. Knows how I survive winter, and I'm from New York. Yeah, any place where it gets too cold, you know, a sauna is nice. I've been thinking about building one in the backyard. Like, that'd be fun. Having a little sauna out there. Just get a nice steam. Going there alone would be even worse. Now, see, the thing is, you don't know that, truthfully. You anticipate it, but you don't know for sure. This is how we get trapped in cycles of depression. We feel like anything we try to do isn't going to help. Anything that could help won't help. Doesn't matter. Just going to suck. You know, you get caught in these cycles, and they just dig you deeper and deeper down. No, it's your life. You gotta fight for it. Especially when you feel like giving up. That's when you really gotta fight. Because this place is gonna drag you down. We're not gonna let that stop us from living. Area of the US doesn't have a lot of publicly accessible saunas, you know? They don't here either. They don't here either. It's mostly just places where you have to have a membership. Chat, we got the question box open. We'll be hanging around for a little while longer if we have any questions we want to go over. Or if you've got anything you'd like to talk about, I'm here. I'm just kind of thinking at the moment. You know, whenever I have somebody come in here and they're deeply depressed, I want to do all I can to make you feel better, because I've been there. I have been deeply depressed. The thing about being depressed is that it interferes with your ability to think. It literally makes you delusional. It makes you think that everybody hates you, nobody likes you, you deserve to suffer, nothing could ever get better, and you just keep going deeper and deeper down into this hole. So what do? Well, you keep fighting to make things better for yourself in spite of those feelings. Your feelings will catch up, but you start moving with your body. And it's going to be hard at first. Sometimes even just getting out of bed, brushing your hair, taking a shower, brushing your teeth, even sometimes those things feel overwhelming and difficulty. Depression hates a moving target, and you get out of depression one step at a time. So get to stepping. Depression isn't one of those things that you can just lie down and wait for it to go away, because it's not. You know, you say, I wish someone hated me, and what I hear is you are craving human connection. You are so hungry for human connection that you would even settle for somebody hating you. We're going around this the wrong way. We're going about this problem the wrong way. That's not what we're looking for. We're not hungry for hatred. We're hungry for connection. We are hungry for understanding. But what you'll notice is that when you're really starved for human connection, you will settle for just about anything. Just like how when you're starving for food, you will eat something that you might never ordinarily eat. You're not alone as alone as you feel. So perhaps more hatred isn't the solution, because I feel like the abundance of hatred that you carry for yourself is part of how you got here. And so I don't think more hatred is the solution. What you're hungry for is to be understood. That's what life's all about. Meaningful connection. And it's painful to go without it, because we need it. We need it badly. On a cellular level, we need it the very core of our being. So anyway, as long as you're here, you don't have to be alone. If you're here and you're alone, that's my choice. Because you don't have to be. But it's painful to try and find connections too. It all hurts. Yeah, but it's how things get better, is to push through that hurt. So what are our options? To either live in hurt and have it never get better, or to push through that hurt so that it can get better. Because you're hurting either way, but in one case the hurt is temporary. Besides, it'll probably hurt less than you think it will, because that's what our mind likes to do. He likes to build things up. He likes to assume that things are going to hurt far worse than they actually do. How many times have you been through a difficult situation and then been able to look back and say, you know what, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be? Have you had that happen before? That you did something that you thought was impossible, and then you look back and you're like, you know what? That wasn't that bad. We suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. And so when we're all alone and we're disconnected, we suffer because of it. And so yes, it will hurt to get back out there. Yes, it will hurt to try. It will hurt, but that's how it gets better. It's like resetting a broken bone. It's not going to be fun, but it's how you find relief. I wish it was just easy. I wish it was effortless to just get better when you're feeling so down. I really wish it was, but you are worth the work that it will take to get to someplace better. You are worth that work, and you can do that work. I just want to find someone as depressed and rock bottom just like me. Do they have to be at the same place as you, or could they have been there before? Like, what do they need to be as depressed? Because the danger there is that you drag each other down. It does hurt to change. I don't think many people talk about the grieving that comes with feeling better. You grieve the time lost, the comfort of depression, etc. It's true. You look back and you feel like, damn, I wish I hadn't spent so much time being depressed because life is really good for me now and I wish it could have been this way the whole time. But here's the truth of it. Whenever you do start feeling better, you will be glad that you feel better, even if it took you decades to get there. Even if you only get a few days of sunshine, it'll be worth it. Like, we've already lost that time, right? And that time might not have been as lost as we think it is. You know, we look back, and even in those days when we say those days weren't great, there were still moments. You know, there were still moments of brightness. There were still things that we enjoyed. It just wasn't ideal. You know, there was still a challenge. There was still a struggle. There was something that tarnished it. And so it wasn't as enjoyable or as effortless as it could be. What we don't want to do is spend any more time grieving the time that we've already lost. You know, we can, but we don't want to spend any more time than we absolutely have to grieving that lost time, because that's just us losing more time. You know, pay homage to it, pay your respects to it, acknowledge it. But don't let regret lead to more regret. You know, don't let remorse lead to more remorse. I think I'll just go to sleep. Have a good night. The nurse told me this time should be easier than the first time. Guaranteed. Guaranteed! You want to bet on it? You want to bet on it? Let's bet. Let's do some betting. I'm gonna bet that this time is gonna be even easier than it was the last time. Like, it's not gonna be fun, but it's not supposed to be fun. But what we'll settle for is, you know, not as miserable. Well, we can find a compromise there. A net gain. Lost myself entirely. Thank goodness for medical and therapy professionals. As stressful as it can be to kind of lose yourself, your sense of identity, you know, to just feel so disconnected from your life, there is a silver lining there. You know, sometimes in feeling so detached from yourself, you are able to let go of some things that might have been pretty ingrained within you. You know, it's an opportunity to kind of wipe the slate clean, to redefine who it is that you are. There's something about our minds. There's something about us that just really likes to have a well-established sense of identity, an unbroken thread of narrative. But the fact of the matter is that you might not be the person that you think you are, and that's okay. Is it reasonable to skip my parents' Thanksgiving this year? My parents are getting older. My dad loves to make it hard to want to visit home, but he's also sick. Not terminally, but still scary. My body doesn't love a lot of driving already, plus I've been sick, still recovering, and super busy with school. Then I'm working Black Friday weekend. I can tell my mom really wants me to come by her text. I feel like I'll be pushing through exhaustion this whole weekend really hard if I go out to them. Well, let's just think about it. It's not going to be enjoyable. It's going to be a real drag, you know, to get out there and go and do all those things. Is it worth the effort? It is effort. It is effort. You know, you got to make the drive, you got to make the commute, you got to dedicate that time and energy. But is it worth that effort? Is there a way to do it where it's manageable? You know, if it really just isn't manageable, that's okay. It's your choice to make, though. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other, but if your mom really wants you to be there, I can only imagine how she would feel if you weren't to be there. But anyway, just do what works for you. You know, if you're not able to see them, this week, I would at least make an effort to see them soon. You know, maybe see them for Christmas. Anyway, the holiday seasons can be demanding, especially when we're an adult and we've got to balance our schedules with holiday obligations. But in my experience, it's worth the work, because you only ever get so many Thanksgivings. You only ever get so many holidays. There is a finite number of holidays that you will have with your family. And so to miss one, that's something that we should take into consideration. Now, for some of us, Thanksgiving just isn't all that big of a deal. In other families, Thanksgiving is a very big deal, so that's also a factor. You know, the concept of the thing does feel very exhausting, but what you might come to find is that getting out there, seeing your mom, seeing her happy that you're there, it might help to energize you in ways that you didn't anticipate. It might help to lift you a little bit, and it might make it a little bit more manageable. Now, if you going is just going to be you being miserable all the time, then it's a different story. But I would just take that into consideration. Thanksgiving used to be a really big deal in my family, and now it's not. Okay, so Thanksgiving, it was a bigger deal in my family originally, and then it kind of faded whenever my grandparents passed away, but I enjoyed it, so I am bringing it back. That's the way I look at it. It's like the torch has been passed. And so if your family doesn't do Thanksgiving, then that's, you know, it's not stopping you from you being the one to do it. Accomplishing the push through might make you feel the opposite of worn out afterwards. It's okay, so yeah, that's a good point, and that's kind of what I was getting at. You know, you going and seeing your family, it might give you that boost to make it through the weekend. You know, even though it's extra work and it's driving, it might help you in ways that you don't anticipate. You know, because I'm thinking of two versions of you. I'm thinking of two versions of you clocked in at work that weekend. One of you went to Thanksgiving, and the other one did not. And I'm just thinking about which one is handling it better. And there's a part of me that feels like the version of you that goes feels better. Because there would be nothing that would depress me more than being at work on Black Friday, knowing that I missed Thanksgiving with my family in order to have enough energy to be here for our capitalist overlords. That's just me personally. Like, if I show up tired to work, it's like, that's their problem. Like, they can deal with it. It's mostly because my folks moved up the coast. We used to have a big 30 to 40 person dinner. That's pretty big. That's a big festivity. I didn't consider this, but the doctor is going to see that I need a pedicure. Take this as a sign from the universe that you can treat yourself to one after making it through this appointment. How about that? You're not getting it for your doctor's sake. You get it for your sake. Cook for the entire week, and I know that food was good. Okay, I know that food was good. So my heart hurts for you. That's a loss of a real festivity. That's a loss of a real gathering. You hate to see it. Sitting here waiting for the doctor, I'm praying it's easy. It's gonna be easy. You're gonna be just fine. You know, if anything, I feel like you're gonna get through it and you're gonna be like, I don't know what I was so worked up about. That was fine. I'm gonna send you one of the menus we put on. Oh, I know it's gonna be good. Oh, I know. The moment you realize you don't need any other human on Earth to make you feel whole is the moment you truly open your eyes to things. You know, yes, you don't need anybody else to make you feel whole. This is true. But this isn't the same as saying we don't need anybody else. Like, I can be a whole, complete, actualized person all on my own. Now, how did I get there? Well, other people helped. That's true. Other people helped to light the way. Other people shared their wisdom with me. There were other people that I was able to follow their lead or model their example or rely on their support and uplifting me. But at the end of the day, it's like it's me doing the work, right? It's very possible to make it through life all on your own. But that's like eating food with no spice. Like, sure, it's edible. It's edible. It'll keep you alive. But it's flavorless and bland. Just think about that feeling of whenever you have good news. Think about that feeling of whenever you have good news in your life. What do you want to do with that good news? What is it that you want to do whenever you hear good news? What is the desire that you get whenever you get good news? Whenever you get good news, one of the first things that you want to do is go tell somebody about it. Go share it with somebody that you love. Because joy is a dish that is best shared with people that we like. Like the soup analogy, you make the soup, but somebody had to grow the vegetables and raise the chickens to make the soup possible. It all comes back to soup. It's soup all the way down. What I find to be fun is just how applicable a soup analogy can be to so many different things. It's really kind of interesting. So many things are soup. Me, I'm basically soup inside of a sausage casing. That's crazy. First thing you want to do when you have good news is go to the club and celebrate, which is all about, being around other people and sharing in an experience. Things like good news, joy, love, these are things that are more enjoyable. We get more out of them. They're more satisfying whenever we can share them with someone else. Like if you make a really good soup and you've got a big pot of soup on the stove, you want to feed people with that soup. You want to hear people say, this is good soup. Thank you for the soup. You have a bowl of condoms sitting out at the OBGYN office like it's a bowl of candy. Now just take the whole bowl and just tip it into your bag. Just take them all and just give the receptionist a wink. Just be like, it'll be a busy night. Let's think. Okay, so Thanksgiving is coming up. Thawing my turkey. I'm gonna make mashed potatoes. I have to bake some rolls, so I have to make rolls. Speaking of, I need to go out and get a little bit more milk. We've got some milk left, but I don't know if we're gonna have enough to make it through Thanksgiving because I also bought cereal. And I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. When I worked at a clinic, I was the condom fairy. That's an incredible line for a resume. Not everybody can put that on their resume. That's pretty cool. I'm making milk rice right now. Milk rice. Mama, ich habe Hunger. Hast du Milchreis gegessen? Ja, Mama. I can't take the German language seriously. Milk rice. So it's like rice pudding or like I need to look this up. Yep, that's exactly what I thought it was. Like a rice pudding. It's pretty good. Mutti. Ich habe Hunger, Mutti. I don't know why, but I find the idea of German children speaking the German language to be hilarious. I don't know. Am I alone in this? Maybe. I might very well be. But just the mental image of a German child speaking German, yeah, I find it hilarious. I could imagine having a little like German toddler and they're throwing a temper tantrum and you're like, take it easy, Führer. Cool it, my dude. Chat, what are your Thanksgiving Day plans? Anybody having dinner? Anybody gonna save me a plate? I'm gonna try to stop by. To every Thanksgiving, so if you're having dinner, let me know when to pull up. No, just imagine a child comes up to you and they're like,
Mama, ich habe Hunger und möchte etwas essen.
you're crazy for that. I mean, like, come on.
Papa, wo ist mein Rucksack? Ich komme zu spät zur Schule.
It's so unserious. Dutch is worse. Dutch is by far worse, by the way. Dutch is not even a real language. I don't view Dutch as a real language. I'm gonna try to find somewhere open to eat. You know, there are probably a lot of like community Thanksgiving events going on. It's like a lot of those events, you know, just anybody will be welcome. That includes you, so it might be worth just kind of seeing what's going on in your neighborhood. Might even be some volunteering opportunities as well. My first Thanksgiving with my vegan friends. Godspeed. I wish you all the best. The thing about vegan food is that it can be good, but it's going to take 50 ingredients and it's going to take you 8 hours to make, but it'll taste good. It'll also make you fart. I can only imagine the farts at a vegan Thanksgiving. This is my first Thanksgiving alone, but I have my cats and my friends. And you're not alone. And you're not alone. Spent $500 on groceries 2 days ago. Whew. Whew. I was told that the groceries were going to be cheaper. Vegans are either the best cooks I've known or the absolute worst. There is no in between. True. Very true. Like, there's this one guy I follow on YouTube. He's a vegan, and he will post his recipes and stuff, and his food looks really good, but it also looks very like time intensive and ingredient heavy.
People always clowning me like, ugh, you eat mushrooms? Yeah, I used to say that too. I had that one rubbery bite when I was a younger kid and I decided mushrooms just ain't for me. Or maybe it was when I used to play Super Mario, how I used to go crazy when he had mushrooms. But anyway, I started experimenting and actually cooking mushrooms different ways is when I realized they change completely depending on how you cook them. Roasting them, pan frying them, air fry them, all different. And grilling tightens the texture, and honestly, it's one of my favorite ways to cook mushrooms. So if you've been avoiding mushrooms like I used to, maybe just try a different approach. You might find a version you actually vibe with. Peace.
Tofurkey isn't that bad. Now that I will disagree with. We had tofurkey whenever my sister was vegetarian. We had tofurkey at Thanksgiving in addition to regular turkey, and it's, at least the pre-made one was not good. My condolences to anybody that's Seitan is pretty good. And it's not that hard to make either. It's not that hard to make, it's just that you need to probably go to the health food store to get some of the ingredients. It's like, oh yeah, let me get those aminos, let me get that nutritional yeast. I have meat-based fears, and you are a meat-based solution. Get it? Because you're a human and you're made out of meat. You get it? You got a meat-based solution to a meat-based problem. Whatever, I thought it was funny. They said they will have a vegan roast. Never tried that, but I'm down. Hope it's good. Hope it's good. Shout out to anybody who can put up with the commitment of being a vegan. Also, shout out to every vegan I've met. They're always so sleepy. It's a real sleepy group of people. I'm a vegan and a damn good cook. Hell yeah. Respect. Yeah, you know, I like to razz the vegans a little bit, but I razz everybody. Like, I would also razz somebody who only ate meat, like, you know, like Jordan Peterson and his carnivore diet. I don't know about you, but I would eat 3D printed meat. I would eat fake meat. I don't care. I don't need there to be any death involved in my meal. I would eat a lab-grown cheeseburger. Also, I feel like it's a lot easier to be vegan depending on where you live. If you live in California, if you live in LA, being vegan, very easy. If you're going to be vegan in West Virginia, that might be a little bit more complicated. That might be a little bit more of a challenge. Especially in the United States, where there's this big, like, meat culture, you know what I mean? We are the land of the cheeseburger, after all. It's our national symbol. Still just looking at these pictures of Tofurkey. There's just something kind of unsettling about. I don't know. It's just Yeah, some of that fake meat's pretty good. I won't deny it. I won't deny it. It's just getting everybody else to eat it when I cook it. That's the problem. Well, everybody, how are you doing? Are you having a good Tuesday so far? I think I'm gonna wrap it up here in a moment. Because like I said, I want to do a little bit more to get ready. Got the holiday coming up. I got some tidying up to do. That's gonna be it for me today. We'll be back again tomorrow, though. We'll be back again tomorrow. So I hope y'all have a great night. Have a great night. Take care. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow with more. Great night. See y'all later.